Hello everyone, and welcome back. Oh my god, where's the real? Yeah, whatever, nobody cares. As you guys may know, I have very low storage in my tablet and PC, and while I was trying to remove some old files, I found myself with an old project which I almost forgot existed. It involved a character that I created back when my drawing skills were, mid, to say the least. And so I decided to take this character out of the tube and give it a new purpose. A new design, a pretty good drawing, a blog page, and even some good old lore. Let's get right into it. First off, we have to explain where did this character even come from and why it exists in the first place. Back in 2021 or 2022, I discovered VTubers, right? I really liked how they used the model to hide their identity, so I decided that it would be a good idea to make one myself. I learned to use 3 programs during this project: VRoid Studio, 3Teen because I couldn't download VCFace, and Unity. Yes, Unity! I installed it to add some cool effects to my character because I saw some YouTube tutorials that allowed me to do that. Anyway, the model took me about 4 months to finish. How does it look? Well, the character design sucks, the hair clips through the body, and the tail has infinite polygons that lag my PC. But it works! Or it used to work, because after a while I uninstalled 3Teen because I didn't need it anymore. The character for the model was Asuka, a sort of fallen angel, don't remember, probably some very common VTuber trope. In the end, apart from showing the Asuka model to my friends and a math teacher for some reason, I completely forgot about the character. Makes sense, I made it for almost no reason at all other than learning a new program. Fast forward to 2024, I thought it would be cool to remake Asuka's 3D model with a design that did not require too much 3D modeling, so I made this design. Asuka now looks more like a Dark Academia ghost in a library, sort of. I started making this model, but stopped working on it after a month because I really didn't need it anymore. Also, for some reason I cannot find the file on my computer anymore, don't know if I deleted the model or something. Eventually, I found the design lots of months later and decided I was too good of a character to throw away, so I decided to redesign it. I imported the finalized design from the diary and I started making the character reference. In the old Asuka redesign, I made the character design to match some free VRoid Studio assets, except the halo because that was his new model. But now that I don't have this restriction anymore, I can get more creative with the design. This time, instead of a ghost, I thought her as an angel of sorts. I gave her this very elegant style morning coat. I also thought her as a messenger, so I gave her a little pocket attached to her red gloves so she can store her messages without having to worry about a backpack that would be annoying while flying. I also gave her a lot of diamonds / sharp shapes around the design to resemble the diamonds in the poker cards because she really likes playing cards. But I was kind of scared this would kill the design since triangle / sharp design elements are used for villains. So to fix this, I made sure to make her face elements, hair and halo very round and generally try to make the design more square shaped rather than triangle shaped. And I also designed an outfit for when she was alive and a sort of ball outfit. Something that I noticed while I was drawing this is that my art style is getting a little outdated. Basically, I've been drawing in this style for around 2 years now. I'm kind of tired. I've been sticking with like the same style ever since I read My Heart in Braille, which is like this very cool comic I found in Switzerland. I should go for something newer, but I just don't know what. I've been trying everything. While I was making the character design, I realized that I still had the mood board for the old redesign, so I took it and added to this one. Although I should have added more royalty images to explain like the vibe better. As for the colors, I tried to stick to the Dark Academia vibe, but also give her some blue and yellow so that she stands out. And finally, when I was done, the last thing I had to do was change her name, because Asuka is not very good. It's not a good name anymore, because Asuka is, quite generic, I say. So I decided to call her Lavia. Lavia is the name of an actual angel, by the way. how the design looks. Looks much better on the sketch tool one, in my humble opinion. I will show you where you can download it a bit further into the video, because I'm planning something cool for that. Now, while the character design is cute and all, it needs a bit of a background to justify some elements. For example, why is she dressed up as a noble? Is she dead? What happened to her, man? Well, let me explain.
Okay, well, I was gonna make a whole cinematic for this part, but it's been 2 months and I need to get this video out ASAP, so let's just make a quick rundown. So essentially, Lavia used to be daughter of a witch family that had to separate because they were being persecuted for selling their soul to the devil. To escape, they hid in a cave for a bit, months, and since, the girl is very lonely and doesn't know what to do, and doesn't have any friends and cannot go out, she imagines a world where she is a princess. But on a night, their hide spot is invaded by the persecutors, who kill her and her mother. But before she died, her mother used a sort of spell to trap Lavia into her mind, aka her princess world, so that she will not fall in hell with her, since the mother signed a contract with the devil and thus cursed herself and her whole lineage. And yeah, that's it.
Bruh.
Well, now that we have a backstory laid out, let's draw a bit. To be fairly honest, I started this drawing before I had the finalized design for Lavia. I got this drawing idea by listening to a song called Ascension to Heaven. As I already said in my blog post. Oh, by the way, you should check out the post if you want more info on the drawing. Anyway, this was a very experimental drawing, especially with the colors. I made sure to make everything very glowy and shiny. I also colored the line art in an original way, making it darker for darker spots and lighter for lighter spots. And finally, I made sure to experiment with gradients, something that I don't do often. Here's how it looks. It came very well, to be honest. I don't do such banker drawings since I don't know when. I'm very satisfied with the result because I focused both on the drawing and the colors. Now, it's time to make something more interesting. You see, as I mentioned earlier, I have a blog, which I opened on Neocities, and created a page for listing my OCs. Lavia will be the first OC to get a pretty cool page, hopefully. I don't know how cool this is gonna be. Well, to make this page, I got inspired by Laser Bunny's pages. I really like the layout style and the way it was organized, and I also used a new tag that I hadn't used before my code, which is the section tag, which is just used as something separate from the rest of the site structure that doesn't fit anywhere else. I also tried two very useful sites to pick the colors for this page, which is HTML color codes and CSS gradient generator. I really recommend both of them if you're making a site. They were both very handy to get the colors right. And then I used Flexbox to align some elements.
As a base for this page, I took a page from my webring, which is the Ring Games webring. This was the old page for the dead link. And I duplicated it so I could have a similar CSS that I needed. Then I made the CSS for the divs that I needed as well. Anything CSS for me requires a lot of trial and error, because first of all, I'm a beginner programmer, and also adding something to a CSS property messes with everything else, and that combined with my very messy coding makes this a very time-consuming but rewarding hobby. Oh, make sure to visit the page if you want more info on Lavia. I wrote a lot of fun stuff on there.
This page has a stats box, an overview where the character reference will be, a favorites box, abilities, and a box for some extra stuff like stickers and whatever. In the extra stuff, I added some cloud gifts from Gift Cities, which is a site that basically archives gifts from Neocities, which is the OG site for sites with the prequel to Neocities. And I just tried to make the page fit her aesthetic, lots of clouds and sky stuff. I also added some potions to reference her mother who was a witch, and some books, and I'm honestly really happy how it came out. how the page looks like. Very, very cool. Honestly, I'm pretty good at that for a page that I made from scratch. Oh, by the way, actually, I did not make this from scratch. Most of the stuff that I use here is actually a base that I took from the Sad Girl site. Thank you so much, Sad Girl, for making that awesome layout generator. You literally made my site. I hope you know that. Well, it's time to wrap up this redesign video. The first design for Asuka was quite different from the version we have now, but at least now the design makes sense rather than being random elements smushed together with a poorly made color palette. No, but seriously, the old design was way too generic. There's no saving that. Anyway, I hope that you guys have enjoyed my redesign, that you're happy with the result, and that you have generally enjoyed this video. It's been a while since I have uploaded something. Now I'm going totally off script, by the way, if I already wasn't already. I was trying to make a serious voice reveal video, but I deadass gave up, because every time I tried to record something, it was just sound awful. Not because the microphone is bad, but in fact I'm very grateful for this gift I got. The problem is that all the recordings that I made are 2 months old, and there are, no, 3 months old, 4 months old even. And they're super outdated, probably because I couldn't edit them in time. And you know, they sound awful, so it just doesn't make any sense to have them here. So yeah, you can say that this video with this character is my actual voice reveal. And before you leave, I want to let you know that my Neocities site also has a webring, which is the Rhythm Games webring. If you have a personal site and you play rhythm games, be sure to check it out. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next video. See you around!